and Kwab, your go-to NBA podcast. Subscribe on Apple, follow on Spotify, and be sure to hit up the YouTube channel for video content. And now your hosts, Josh and Kwab.
All right, everybody, what's good? It's Josh and Kwab. We are we are grading every single NBA team at the All-Star break. We wanted to go live because last time we went live was pretty cool. You know, we recapped the Anthony Davis, Luka trade. We got some people in the chat. It was a good time. And we're trying to do that again. So if you're in the chat, we're going to be spinning a wheel. That wheel will pick a random team. From that team, we will give them a grade. We'll talk about that team going forward. And if you're in the chat, you can let us know what grade you will give the team as well. Kwab, how are you, man?
I'm so good.
Oh yeah, you sound so good.
So good.
All right.
So great right now.
You want to get this thing started? I made this custom wheel. Look at this wheel that I made. Look at this.
Look at that wheel.
Look at that wheel. Look at that wheel. We're going to spin the wheel.
Look at it.
It's going to land on a team, and then we're going to grade that team. And if you're in the chat, you're going to help us grade that team as well. And it's also funny because like these colors are way off. Like the Knicks are red, the Sixers are yellow, the Nets are green. It is what it is.
Works out. It's fine.
Yeah.
Team names are there. The team names are right there. Who cares about the colors?
All right, here we go. Kwab, you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do this. First team. Come on. We have the Portland Trailblazers. The Portland Trailblazers. Oh, a round of applause. So the Portland Trailblazers is interesting because nobody expected them to be good, right? We all knew they would suck. But they ended up. Yeah, no one thought the Blazers were going to be good. Did you think the Blazers were going to be good?
I didn't think they were going to be as bad as they've been, but, you know.
Well, credit to the Blazers. Lately, they've been playing better basketball. Adivia has been a good signing. I think Tumani Kamara is one of the better defensive players in the league that no one talks about. They are currently 23-32, which is exactly what I thought they would be, around there at least. They're playing a little better than I think people might have expected.
Yeah, I think they have too much talent on your roster to be like as bad as they have been.
Yeah.
Like, granted, like you said, a lot of those players have been playing well. Scoot has been playing well lately also. Like he's been showing why he was picked so highly. But yeah, I don't know. I expected them to be just a little bit better. Not like a playing team, but just a little bit better. But they're still like they're okay, I guess.
I'm going to give them a C. I vote C because I feel like
that's higher than you're going to go.
Well, hold on.
That's higher than.
Listen, expectations, right? Nobody expects them to do anything this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's not like they're underachieving or anything.
I'm cool with the C. That's just higher than I expected you to say.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm cool with the C. C is fine. I thought you were gonna go like D. I thought you were gonna say D, but I'm cool with the C.
I'm cool with the C too. There's no one in the chat right now giving us any answers, so we're gonna go with C for now. The Portland Trailblazers are the first team on the board. We're gonna give them a C. Once I find the logo, boom. I'm confident with that.
Yeah.
D, they suck. They do suck. They do. We're ready to put him in for C. I think C's fair.
Aggressive.
Yeah, to me it would have been D if they continued. Like they got off to a terrible start, and if they would have continued that terrible start, maybe we would have said D. But they did have a long winning streak there. I think C's fine. Let's spin the wheel again.
Let's do it.
Well, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say there are definitely some teams that deserve a D. So let's. There's some that deserve an F, but that's a whole other.
All right, here we go. Team number 2. Spin the wheel. We have the Phoenix Suns, 26-28. They are, I think they have the highest payroll in the league. They are under 500. Yep. The Bradley Beal experiment has been a disaster. I give him an F, bro. I'm sorry. This has been a complete failure. This has. Any Suns fan will tell you this has been a complete failure. It has been. How are you under 500 with Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant? And injuries. Like no hope going forward.
Injuries.
Okay.
Injuries are factored into it. We have I don't think there's been an F. I don't think there's been an F. If you want to give them a
Steve, it's like the Eagles' dream team years ago.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I remember that year because the
we
Giants
just
won
won the Super Bowl. I don't know what you're talking about.
I remember that. I'm giving the Suns an F.
But I would go between C and D.
You go. Well, give me one.
We can go D.
D? What grade
don't think
would
you're F.
you give the Suns? Let's see if anyone in the chat responds.
I don't think you're F.
F, bro. It's a failure. This is a failure.
I don't think it's.
You're just the Suns, so no one really cares. But this was if this was the Knicks or the Lakers, the Celtics, forget it. Like, you get Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker on the same team, and you're below 500 at the All-Star break. Are you serious?
Injuries factored into it, man. You can't dispute that though. You can't.
All right.
If it was just if they were all playing at the same time and they were all healthy and they were still like this terrible.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that. But when they're healthy, they win.
When Kevin Durant's healthy, they win.
When everybody's healthy, everybody. So your big.
We'll give him a D. We'll give him a D. We'll stop arguing. We'll give him a D. So we have a C with the Blazers, a D with the Suns. Let's spin the wheel again and see what they come up with. All right. Third team is the Chicago Bulls, which basically
F.
An F.
An
F. They blew up their whole team.
F.
They did get one of their draft picks back, Kwab. So maybe, for tanking purposes.
One.
They got a draft pick back.
They traded away DeRozan,
Levine. They didn't get rid of Vucevic, which they should have if you're going to get rid of those two guys.
You know what I mean?
They re-signed Lonzo.
Which I think it was a positive signing. Positive, sure. Traded for what's his name?
Giddey, yeah, that's not working out well.
All these trades that they did, no draft picks, nothing. Just usually just gave away some of your best players. Was like, here, take this and give us a player that's like we're probably not going to be on the team in a couple years.
Well, I'm asking the chat again. What grade would you give the Bulls? There are people in the chat. They're just not responding to us. But what grade would you give the Bulls? Right now, Kwab, I might defer to you. I might say F because they're freaking awful. What's their record right now? I'm looking at their record. They are 22-33. Steve says F.
Steve says F.
Steve says F. You say F. I'm outnumbered. I was gonna say D because they got one of their picks back. They made some moves to kind of shore up, like, hey, we're tanking. But I think an F is fair. We're gonna go with F. We'll go with F.
I'll go
F.
with F, man.
It's F. It's F. I'm outnumbered.
Yeah.
I'm outnumbered. All right, here we go. We're gonna spin the wheel again. We have no one who's done an above average job so far. The Atlanta Hawks. Wait. No, the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat. You go. I want to know what you think about Heat culture so far.
I would give them. I would give them an A+. But
I'm not a Heat fan. Heat an A+.
I'm not.
Stop it.
Sarcasm.
I can never tell with you. You love the Heat too much.
I don't. I would actually, honestly, give them. I would either give them a C or a D.
Okay. For
having to deal with the whole Jimmy Butler situation, they've still been able to maintain some sort of winning. Tyler Hero's having his best year. He was an all-star, well deserved.
Yeah.
Bam is dating Asia Wilson, so that moves him up a couple notches.
That prevents them from being an F. Okay.
That prevents them in my eyes.
Listen,
in my eyes. I think they did decent in the trade deadline of what the players they were able to pick up. Now, does that make him a championship contender? No. Does that make him possibly getting into the play-in and making some noise in the playoffs? Possibly.
No, bro.
So to me, yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It's the East.
It's over.
Apart from the top two teams, the crapshoot.
Heat culture anymore. This Heat culture is dead. Heat culture is so dead. They decided to stop selling the Heat culture jerseys and stop wearing the Heat culture jerseys. And they went back to the Vice marketing. Heat culture is done. It is.
They should have never left the vice. They should have never left the vice.
shouldn't
Vice
have.
market. Those jerseys are fire. I realize I didn't mention heat culture once in any of my statements. You're the one that keeps bringing it up.
I'm triggered, bro. You
heat
know me.
culture.
It's. I'm traumatized.
You just traumatized because they beat y'all. All I'm saying is with what they have and what they have to deal with. I think you could make the case they're either C or D.
I'm gonna say D. Because right now they are 25 and 28. They're below 500. Okay. They are the 9 seed, which means that they're eligible for the play. Like they're going to be in the play-in right now if the season were to end today. But again, this is the season you go in with Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. You're expecting, I wouldn't say big things, but you're expecting to at least compete. You know, this is a nucleus that has been to the finals twice. To be 3 games under 500 at the All-Star break, and Jimmy's gone.
Jimmy basically tanked the whole season, though.
We're gonna give him a D because they're still in the play-in, so it's not a complete.
They're still in the play-in,
and they've made it from the play-in to the finals. So we never know.
And if they match up with the Knicks, boy, I'm gonna be insufferable.
If they match up with the Knicks, I guarantee you the Knicks win that series in at least 5. Please don't quote me on that. I'm glad we have this on recording.
All
right, let's spin the wheel. The next team we're gonna be giving a grade to. We have. The Dallas Mavericks. This is interesting because I was so high on the Mavericks to start the year. They played so well to start the year, and we all know what happened with the trade with Luka Doncic, and even worse, the trade for they traded away Quentin Grimes. This has to be an F, right? Like it's got to be. You give away your franchise essentially for Anthony Davis, who gets hurt the first game he plays. Like, how is it anything other than an F?
I would give him an I as an investigation. Investigation. There needs to be an investigation. We can't sit here and act like that trade was okay.
I for investigation.
I for investigation.
Steve says Max Christie is a stud.
He is. He's been bowling. Boys are hooping, man. It's a good trade. It's a good trade for Max. Max has been showing out. That's the reason why they were comfortable getting rid of your boy Quentin Grimes. I mean, with them trading for AD, after that when AD played that first 3 quarters or whatever it was, you kind of see how they kind of want to play, how they envision the team moving forward.
Yeah.
But now all their front line is basically hurt. They're still pretty deep. Still have players, but they need to be investigated. Nico Harris, I don't hear.
You're not having it.
We could give it a grade. Whatever. Like investigation, bro.
Oh man.
Realistically, we can give them a C.
We can give them a C. Well, listen, I put up a poll in the chat, and right now someone said B. 50% B, 50% C. So our subscribers or viewers are not as harsh on the Mavs as we are.
I mean,
it's Max.
Well, some of them are Thunder fans, so they're very happy with the trade.
So. That's true. We got a lot of Thunder fans. So now C has taken over at 67%. So I say F. You say?
I say C.
You say C. So you got 2 C's because we gotta involve the chat. I think we should involve the chat. All right, so the chat's saying C. I'm saying F. You're saying C. That averages out to what, like a C? Really, a C, guys?
C?
That's a D.
Because realistically, you're looking at the team. They're not on paper. It's not a bad team.
No, it's not.
With this team, when you look at the roster, when Luka comes back, they're going to be unstoppable. With this roster.
Luka's not coming back.
Oh wait, he's not on the team because how is this trade okay?
We're gonna go D. How's that? In between C and
a lot of D's, man. A lot of
C. Fine, you guys win.
C.
Fine.
Look, let's spin as the Blazers. Them on the same tier as the Blazers is nuts. We're gonna have to reassess this.
Oh, but Robert Rivera, which is the name of my uncle, and I'm positive this is not my uncle. It says treading water with all the bad luck and injuries. I say B. Rob, see, there's different ways you can look at it.
That's a great point. Thank you. That's a great point.
It is a good way. C. We're going C.
We're gonna see.
Kizzo said they're balling with a guard at centers. Kizzo's here, by the way. The infamous Kizzo.
What he said?
Kizzo's here. I'm just letting the chat know. If you follow the dime, if you watch the dime, you've heard us mention Kizzo a bunch of times. I'm at Kizzo's right now, so he'll chime in from time to time.
What did Kizzo say?
Kizzo, what do you say?
I don't think it's as bad as people are saying.
He says that
anytime there's a lopsided trade, like an obvious lopsided trade, and anytime there's an obvious lopsided trade in any sport, it's not that obvious. It turns out generally being better for the team people didn't think. So I'm rocking with the Mavs on this. I like Rob's thing. B.
Wow, look at that. We're giving to C.
I want Kizzo investigated too. I want Kizzo investigated.
All right, let's spin the wheel. Oh, man, you said I for investigation. All right, next team we got is the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is an easy one, right?
A+++.
Yeah, like this is not even like debatable. This is the best team in the league right now. Like I don't even think I have to put up the poll, right? Like this is A+, 100%.
A+. I really was hoping they would make a trade for Cam Johnson so we could get some picks.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Nets when we get there. But yeah, I thought Cam Johnson would fit well there.
Yeah, but they've been so good and they're so comfortable with what they have. Like they've been playing so well. Doesn't matter. Like Shea MVP, it's an easy A+.
A+.
It's not debate.
Too easy. Kizzo's not high on them though. Not high on them. All right, here we go. We're gonna spin the wheel.
He's getting investigated, so it doesn't matter.
Playoff experience.
They need more playoff experience, according to Kizzo. Ooh. All right, here we go. Next team is the Los Angeles Lakers. All right, this is interesting for me. I like the Lakers. I think they've been good this year. I think they've been a little better than I expected. I think JJ Redick has done a good job, a pretty good job. They sit at 32-20. They're the 5 seed right now. They just got Luka Doncic. Their roster right now seems kind of interesting to me. Mark Williams would have completed it. Now that they don't have him, it's going to be interesting to see what they do going forward. But I do think anytime you have, we said the same thing with AD and LeBron, right? Like if you have AD and LeBron, you have a chance. Well, if you have Luka and LeBron, you have a chance. That's how I look at it. Austin Rivers was balling before the trade. Not Austin Rivers, thank you. Austin Reeves was balling before the trade. Maybe he can continue to do so. I like the Lakers. I'm going to give them a B. I think A is too strong for their record. We still don't know what they're going to look like with Luka on an everyday basis.
Plus. If you're going I for
what do you mean?
If you're going I for investigation on the Mavs, you're going A+ for
B.
Assassination.
B. A for because it says A for assassination.
Fuck their record. They just got Luka.
What do you say? Crazy. What do you say, Kwab?
I think we should put the Mavs and the Lakers both at B.
Both at what?
B.
You think the Mavs should
A for assassination?
Nah, A for assassination. So you say B. What are your thoughts on the Lakers, Kwab? Because I feel like we have a hard time kind of gauging what they are.
I think they started off strong. Like AD was having an MVP season, and now whatever this team is moving forward, like I think their biggest question mark right now is their size. They signed Alex Len. He didn't look that good at the first game, but I don't know. You have Luka, you have LeBron, you have Austin Rivers Reeves. Like you have. I mean, you have like in terms of your backcourt and like your playmakers, you have two of the best playmakers in the game. I can speak. Two of the best playmakers in the game.
Okay.
Like two of the top players in the game. Like I just don't know, and I just don't know like how they, in terms of if they get in a playoff situation, what they're gonna look like playing against like Jokic.
Right. Like how are they gonna guard him? How
it's gonna have to be like LeBron guarding him like full time or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like what's that gonna look like against like bigger teams or whatever it is? But I like your roster. I like they're still winning. They're still winning. They have a winning record regardless of everything they've been through all season. So you can make the case you're at B.
All right. Well, I'm saying B. You're saying B. Kizzo said A for assassination. And the chat is saying B. So I think B. I think B's appropriate.
B. Yep. Go B.
We're gonna go B. Where are you, Los Angeles? Here you are. Boom. Get in there. All right, we got our first B. It took us a while, but we got there. All right, here we go. Next team. Let's spin the wheel.
Spin it.
Nets.
We want the Nets.
We're gonna start betting on the
Yeah, we're gonna-
Clippers, baby.
The Los Angeles Clippers, the other LA team. Give it up for the Clippers. Give it up for the Clippers. All right, Kwab and I, we feel differently about the Clippers. This is something that if you watch the show that you know, I'm higher on the Clippers than Kwab. I think the Clippers have done a solid job this year. I think they're working Kawhi back slowly, which they should be doing, and Kawhi's looking better and better each game. Norman Powell, obviously somebody who everybody thought should make an all-star game if LeBron didn't play, if you would have told people earlier, but that's okay. We're not going to get into it. James Harden quietly having a good year, and defensively, they're one of the best defensive teams in the league. I think there's a ceiling for them, and because I don't think they're overachieving, I think B for the Clippers is fair. What do you think?
I think I agree with a lot of stuff he said. Also, like add in Bogey at the trade deadline. Big pickup to have off the bench. They have a lot of defensive pieces. A lot of that gets negated when you add Ben Simmons to me. But I'm kidding.
No, you're not, though.
Kidding. Joking. I love Ben Simmons. He's great. Just fucking DHOs, dribble handoff.
Right.
It's a whole friggin' game. I'm cool. Yeah, I think B fits them. I think it'd be with what they have and you're getting healthy.
Okay.
James Harden has been having a great year, like you said. And if Kawhi can stay healthy for the rest of the year, like they're a dangerous team.
Okay, I agree. I just proposed the question to the chat right now. It's sitting at B. We'll give it a couple seconds. We have said also that the Clippers, the Western Conference is interesting because there's like 4 or 5 teams that I feel like question marks. You got the Grizzlies, you got the Rockets, you got the Clippers. They all feel like, I don't really know. And the Clippers for me kind of fall into that. But I think unlike the Grizzlies and Rockets, I think the ceiling and the expectations for the Clippers need to be a little bit adjusted. And it's a little lower, personally.
Okay.
All right. We got all votes point to the Clippers getting a B, which I think is fair. I think it's fair. And also, I don't know why, but look how big the Clippers logo is compared to every other logo. Look at the Magic logo. Yeah, it is. Anyway, all right, here we go. Look how big it is. Like, what the? Who's going to be next?
It's extra red mark.
I got the Kings.
Kizzo has the Kings being next on the wheel. I'm going to say it's going to be the Jazz. I don't know. Why do we have to bet on everything? It's sponsored by DraftKings. Yeah, it is the Atlanta Hawks, which basically punted their season away. They gave away DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs. They are sitting at, what record are they right now? The Hawks are sitting in the 8th spot, 26-29. So they'll be in the play-in for sure. Dyson Daniels has been a nice surprise. You could make the case he's defensive player of the year. I think he's been that good defensively. Trey's been fantastic, even though his shooting numbers are a little down. He's still been fantastic. I like the Hawks, mainly because every time I see them, they're giving my Knicks fits, whether they win or lose. But they're okay. I think a C is fair for the Hawks, right? Like they haven't really underperformed or overperformed expectations, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the Hawks are a team that can beat anyone, and I mean like anyone. As we've seen, they beat like the Celtics. They've beaten your Knicks.
They beat the Cavs twice.
They beat the Cavs. Like they're a team. Like it's weird, but at the same time, they can lose to anyone. Also, we always talk about the Hawks. We're like on paper they have everything that you need for a team in terms of size and guard play and defensive wings. So yeah, it's just the record is a record. So I mean, I'm cool with them at C.
Do you see them trading Hunter and Bogey as like punting the season?
Yes and no. Like I can see the case for that being punting the
Karras,
season, but
Karras and Yang are like rotation players. It's not like they're whack.
Yeah, they didn't bring back like bums. Like those are rotation players. And the last game, like Karras had a big game to help him win a game.
Yeah.
So, but that you have factor that in. I mean, I'm surprised they traded Hunter because he was having a career year off the bench. He was like in the 6 man a year talk.
So Thrice Great, shout out to you, says the Hawks played all the best teams in the East tough, which is true.
Yeah, very true.
And they beat them too. He just said all 2 of them, meaning the Cavs and the the Celtics. And Rob points out here they beat Boston twice and beat the Cavs, which is true. And they beat the Knicks too. So yes, all 2 of them. And they made the play-in tournament, bro. They went to Vegas. It's weird that they are 26-29. But I say C. What do you say, Kwab?
I say C.
And so does our chat. 80% says C. They lost to the Wizards twice. Yes, thanks, Gizzo. Jeez, that's brutal. All right, here we go. So Hawks, C, boom. Let's go to the next team. Spin the wheel, baby. Here we go. I'm gonna say Gizzo says Kings. I'm gonna say Pistons. Oh, I didn't take the Bulls off. We already did the Bulls. That's the one team I didn't take off. My bad, guys. Remove.
All right, Kings.
Spin again. It is the Houston Rockets. Give it up for Rockets, everybody. Give it up for Rockets. So I know they ended. They didn't end before the All-Star break in fantastic fashion, but I want to say that I think we should give them an A. They have completely exceeded expectations. Right now, they're 34-21, sitting at the 4 spot. They did stumble to the break without Van Vliet. They did stumble to the break without Jabari Smith. I'm missing one. Atari's been in and out of the lineup.
Yep.
I know they've been struggling a little bit in the half court lately. I understand that, but I don't think anybody had them even as the 2 seed for that week that they were there. They've been nothing but fantastic in my mind. So I think an A is fair.
Yeah, I agree. A is fair. A is more than fair. Like I feel like if they were more healthy throughout the course of the season, you could make the case they were like A+, just because of how well they played, how well they've been able to how well they've been able to just play like their brand of basketball in terms of defensively push the tempo even throughout all the injuries. I'm interested to see how they look when players start coming back in terms of like Bari and Van Vliet, if they can still continue, and how they'll look in the playoffs, even though because you're still a young team. They have some veterans, but they're still a very young team. So A is more than fair.
A is more than fair. I do have questions about where they are going to be during the playoffs as well, especially because like their half-court offense is really not pretty, except when we watch it. They start hitting threes like crazy, even though I know that's not their game. But I think for now, I think it's fair that we give them an A because we're not talking playoffs right now. We're not talking any of that.
Yo, Kwab, what do you think about Alpi getting Jason Tatum in the All-Star game?
Yeah, justice for Alpi, bro. He played 13 seconds.
That All-Star game was a mess, bro. Like I saw more. It was like I saw more ads than basketball games. So like the whole thing was a mess. It was terrible. It was terrible.
All right.
Yeah, justice for Alpi.
Justice for Alpi. Our whole chat is saying give them an A. I agree. I think they get an A.
Yeah, it's an A.
Shout out to Houston.
It's an
A. A plus. I'll give them the plus. Yeah, man. No one thought they were going to be this good.
Amir did.
Plus is kind of high, bro. I mean,
A plus, bro. Come on. They're 4th in the West.
I mean, yeah, you can make the case. I think my whole thing is like if they didn't hit that little bump they did.
Yeah.
To end up, but you know what? I'm cool with A+, man. They're good. They're fun to watch. I feel like more people should watch the Rockets, man. Like they're one of the more fun teams to watch. Like you don't know what you're gonna get any night. Like,
yeah. Shout out Fred. We're gonna have an A+ for now. We might change it though. Subject to change. Shout out to Fred VanVleet, one of our favorite college players of all time. Let's go to the wheel again. Here we go. It is landing on the Sacramento Kings. Kwab, for me, this has been an absolute disaster for the Kings. That's how it works. An absolute disaster for the Sacramento Kings. You trade De'Aaron Fox, who was basically your franchise player. You get in return Zach LaVine, who has a worse contract and who was older. I won't say you're not stuck with DeRozan, but like you brought in DeRozan to kind of like take the team to another level, and it didn't happen. You fired your coach. The direction, it's just the vibes are gone. The Beam vibes are gone. I think it's been awful. I think it's borderline. If their record was worse, right now they're the 9 seed. They're 28-27. The vibes are worse than the record. So I think it's unfair to give them an F because their record, they are above 500. I think I'm leaning C- or D. I don't know though.
I think early on in the year they were struggling. They were terrible. After the coaching change, they made like a little bit. They made a big run with Doug Christie as the coach. The one thing I have not liked about them when they added DeRozan and now Zach LaVine is that Keegan Murray is like an afterthought. And it looked like even last year, like he was progressing to be like one of the, I guess, a top player on the squad. And now, like if you scan the box scores and look at some of his numbers, like because of the players they have now, he's probably getting like 4 or 5 shots a game.
Right.
Like there's you don't hear that the chant the Sacramento Arena have every time he hits a three. It was like Keegan. Like that vibe is good.
They don't do that
it's
anymore.
Tough. That I don't hear it because he barely gets to.
He doesn't shoot
anymore.
So. Okay. Don't like they just stopped it. They're like, F that. We're done with this.
It's gonna happen. It's like no, Zach LaVine's going up there. I think who they just add? They just added Markelle Fultz. I think that's what.
Yes,
they just signed.
They did. Yeah,
because they were looking for some type of point guard play. Because that lineup it's a weird lineup to have with DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Malik Monk, who's having a great year.
It makes no sense. The team doesn't make any sense anymore. They added Valanciunas.
I mean, Valanciunas, that's a good pickup in terms of size.
Bryce Great says Sacramento Bulls right now. Basically, they watched it fail in Chicago and they said, "Hey, we'll do that." Like, why? Why?
For it to work, they needed Lonzo. For it to work,
they needed to bring Lonzo over.
They needed like a healthy Lonzo for it to work.
Hold on, we got E Honda. In what world are the Rockets at A+? In the world where expectations weren't that high and we think they fully exceeded them. Also, E Honda, great Street Fighter character. Shout out to you.
Yeah, tough.
But yeah, to me, Sacramento. To me, I don't think anyone expected them to go to the Western Conference Finals. I think some people had them as a sleeper to like compete in the West. I didn't. I don't think you did either. For my expectations, though, I still think they underperformed or are underperforming. Doug Christie did come in and they started playing better defense, but then they just traded away their whole team. Man, I'm leaning towards D.
They traded away Fox. That's not their whole team.
That's their heart and soul, bro. That's like if you were like the Mavs and you traded Luka.
That would never happen. That sounds crazy. We make that statement. It's like that's crazy. That would never happen.
Steve, I love Sabonis. Wish he had a good roster. I love Sabonis too. Love
wish he had it. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm looking at this. A lot of your problems seem to stem from Fox not wanting to be there.
Yeah.
And so trading him away, you can't be like, oh, the heart and soul. Like, well, he didn't want to be there. He kind of made it clear he didn't want to be there. So
that's fair. All right. Well, right now our chat is split 50% D, 50% F. I say D. Damn, I think F is too for a team that's above 500 and didn't have championship expectations. I think F is too harsh.
Yeah, I say D also.
All right, so we'll go with D. We're gonna do D. These notes. All right, Sacramento Kings D. There's not a lot of like success stories out here. Look at what we got so far.
Yeah, weird. I mean, we would have put the Rockets at A.
We might have to move their Rockets. Well, we're gonna keep them there for now.
You're not moving them because of that, dude.
No, we're not.
We had the Rockets at A. We could probably move the Mavs to C. I mean, yeah,
well, now let's just we're gonna leave it for now. We might make adjustments at the end.
We adjusted at the end.
Yeah, we'll just at the end. We're spinning the wheel right now. We are
next team.
We're spinning the wheel.
Plus 1900.
Well, here we go. We got the Wizards. Kizzo is in debt to us. What is there to say about the Washington Wizards that hasn't already been said?
I'll say it. I got a lot of positive stuff to say about the Wizards.
Well, expectations.
Jordan Poole's having a career year.
Okay, Kuzma's on the Bucks. Get rid of him.
The Hawks twice.
They did beat the Hawks.
They
twice.
had to get rid of Kuzma. They had to get rid of Kuzma. Kuzma wasn't really a good fit there. Jordan Poole's having a career year. The young talent they have on the roster with Bilal Coulibaly, he's improved. Bob Carrington, their draft pick, and George from Miami, they both look really, really great. Alex Sarr has improved throughout the course of the year. He's shown some flashes. It's with his passing and his athleticism. They're an F. So with all that said,
is there a case to be made that like, hey, listen, they made
expectation versus reality.
Yeah, the expectations
versus reality.
We knew they're going to be
Nobody
awful.
Thought they were going to be good at all.
No one thought they'd be good. They made some trades. They got rid of some salary. E Honda below the lowest rung. I think we got to give them that because their franchise is a joke, bro. It's a joke.
They're tanking the right way.
They're tanking the right way. That's true.
They're tanking the right way. They're developing their young players. You kind of have an outlook.
Well, what young players do they have?
I just named 3 of them.
But like, do you really consider these players like
Bilal Coulibaly?
He's
Bob Carrington, Kashawn George. Those they're very nice. They're very nice. I know you don't watch no Wizards games, even though they almost beat the Knicks. Alex Sarr also. Those players are very nice. Have a lot of young talent.
If they get flagged, they'll get an A+.
If they get flagged, I'm gonna riot. So that's if they get flagged, they'll get A+.
All right. Well, right now our chat is giving them an F. What are you giving them?
Yeah, that's fine. F. I'm giving an F too.
You think an F's fine?
Yeah, an F is fine. But I think they have a positive. There's a positive outlook. You can kind of see what the team.
It's a positive
could
F.
be in the future.
F plus.
It's a positive F. It's F plus. F plus. Not an F minus. We both got an F minus.
All right. If we had an F plus, we give them an F plus, but we're not.
F plus plus.
All right, here we go. Let's spin the wheel again. I'm gonna put it on the Jazz. Coming up.
Ooh, Nets.
Kizzo's got the Nets.
Which means other side of the wheel.
It is the San Antonio Spurs. This is gonna be interesting. I like their young talent. I don't know if I would say they exceeded expectations. I think they are meeting kind of expectations right now. They're 23-29. They're the 12 seed. They just traded for De'Aaron Fox. I think that duo of Wemby and Fox is going to be a lot of fun to watch, especially if, Fox stays there long term. I think they are a threat to make the play-in. I love Castle. I like their young. I like their young pieces, and you have to bring it every night. I'm gonna say B.
I would have said B also, but after what Chris Paul and Wemby did during that All-Star,
I'm disappointed in Wemby.
No.
I'm disappointed in Wemby because Wemby should know better.
Came up with that idea.
I know Wemby's like this ethical, like I want to play the game hard. You know what I mean?
Is
like,
he? I don't know. Apparently, it was his idea. It was his idea to do that,
which is wild.
Pull the stunt, and Chris Paul went with it. I thought it was Chris Paul's idea. Look, they have a good combination of with veterans, with Chris Paul, with Harrison Barnes, even Adam Fox. I like the young talent. I could B seems right.
B's fine.
Blatant cheating, bro. Blatant. They didn't even try to hide. My whole thing is why did they wait? Why didn't they wait till like the second round to try that?
Gotta get there first.
Why did they? To cheat? You mean?
Yeah. They should feel confident enough to get there, like with Chris Paul and Wemby. I don't think you feel confident enough to.
I don't know.
You can't be Draymond in the shooting. Come on.
I'm gonna say B. What do you say? You say B?
Yeah, I'm cool with B.
The chat right now is divided 50% C, 25% B, 25% A. So they're leaning more towards C. We don't have like B plus, B minus. We have like just A, B, C, D, just because it wouldn't fit it all. We wouldn't be able to see it all at once. Let's give him a B. Let's give him a B. Boom.
For now.
Solid. All right, here we go. Next team on the list is your New York Knicks. Thank you.
Just an absolute F. Next.
Kizzo gives it an
Hey,
F.
Kizzo, you
Go
speak
ahead.
my language, brother. Like that's what I'm talking about, bro.
You don't give
Honestly,
him an
the
F.
Knicks-
Wow. Look
The
at
Knicks
that
are
Knicks.
somewhere between
Terrible.
Knicks are somewhere between a C and a D, because if you're talking about expectations, people were saying that they were going to be championship contenders before the season started. People had really high hopes for them, and anytime they play a top team, they've looked mediocre.
But they're also
they
36 and 18, dude.
They're also very inconsistent. They also barely win some of these games.
They're fourth in the
They're-
league right now.
They have two all-star starters, and you have no faith in them.
I don't have faith in them. You're right. I'm a Knicks fan, and I have no faith in this team.
Like listen, and you have no faith in them. You have no faith in them. I'm cool with giving them a B or a C.
Nah, man.
I think
Tied for fourth in the league.
they have the fourth best record in the league, which I think says something, right? Like that's gotta that gets you points somewhere. I can't say
Yeah, gets you a B.
so Thrice Great says C, they beat who they should, which is true, right?
They should beat 67%
they've lost-
of the league. That's crazy.
They've lost to the Thunder twice. They lost to the Cavs in the only meeting. Lost to the They're 0-5 against the Celtics, Thunder, and Cavs. It's one of those things where it's like we made all these moves. The Knicks made all these moves. They get Bridges, they get Cat, because this was supposed to be the next step into winning a championship. And right now, I say this all the time, they don't feel like a championship team. They feel like a team that's like the best of the next tier, which is not what they made these moves for. And Rob says all fair points, but they've only been together 4 months, if that, which is true, right? And I think a lot of people are forgetting that the Cavs have been together for a while. Even the Pacers have been together for a little bit longer. The Celtics, the Thunder, they just don't have the chemistry there. I think expectations going into the year have just been unfair. Like I think people like me and just New York media in general has put these expectations on a team that didn't not say deserve, but shouldn't have had these expectations. You can't just snap your fingers and put together a roster that's going to compete for a championship right away. That rarely happens. I'm going to say B just because they had the fourth best record in the league, man.
Can
Yeah,
I
I'm
make
cool
a
with B.
comparison real quick?
Kizza wants to make a comparison.
They're the opposite of the Hawks. They beat who they should and lose to who they should. The Hawks do the exact opposite.
The anti-Hawks. I like it.
Atlanta Hawks.
Atlanta Hawks.
Hawks. People didn't say Hawks were going to be a championship team before the season started. That's
Yeah, but
the
they
difference.
lose twice to the Wizards and they beat the Cavs twice. So it's come on, the opposite.
They looked really good against OKC.
The Knicks almost lost to the Wizards.
Don't get me started on that, dude.
Knicks almost lost to the Wizards, almost lost to the Hornets.
They
like-
did lose to the Jazz in Utah. That was
Everybody
fun.
loses to the Jazz. Like that's just
Yeah, the Jazz beat everybody, but it had like 10 wins. It's weird. So listen, I say B, and the chat says B. We're gonna go.
I
B.
say B.
Yeah, we'll go B.
I say B.
We'll go B. All right, where's the Knicks? Boom, bring them up. B. We don't have an A, a solid A yet. Let me share that so people can see. Boom. All right, so let's go back to the wheel. And Kizzo's got the magic coming up. I'm gonna say it's the Pelicans. Here we go. It is the Indiana Pacers. This is also an advertisement on why you should never play roulette, ladies and gentlemen. don't ever play roulette. The Indiana Pacers, this has been a weird year for the Pacers because right now they're the 4 seed, right? They are 30-23. They got off to a horrible start. Tyrese Halliburton got off to a horrible start. They were injured for a lot of the year. And then starting in the calendar year, they started getting people back. Defensively, they've been fantastic, which is what they're not known for. And Tyrese has been playing better, so much so that they're 30-23. They finished this All-Star break without Miles Turner, so they, maybe stumbled a little bit. I think A might be too strong because of the slow start, but I think they're, if we had like plus minus, I would say B minus. So I'm going to say B. I think it's fair enough to give them a B. What do you think, Kwab?
You can go B or B minus or C. Like I said, they had a really, really slow start, but they kind of have gotten it together as the season has progressed, especially them getting like some of their defensive players back, like Nesmith and who else am I forgetting? Nembhard has been playing really well.
Yeah, Mathurin too has been a pretty good defender. They're good defensively, which is like you say that out loud to a casual. They're like, no, they're not. They are. They're fucking good, man.
I think that's the difference between them being like that inconsistent team that started the season and them being the good team they are now is when they're playing really good defense. They need to get Turner back, obviously, because that's your best big man. I'm cool with them at B.
Yeah, I think B. Rob Rivera says, I don't know what to make of Halliburton. And then Bryce Great says, Halliburton, the Winter Soldier. So, yeah, I think Tyrese, when he's healthy, he's good. Anytime Tyrese has struggled, for me personally, I think it's because like his hamstrings bothering him. I think he had a groin issue before too. When he's right, he's right. And he's one of the best point guards in the league, in my opinion. I don't think he's as good as people were making him out to be last year. Last year, there were some takes that were jumping off the bridge. Like he was like the best point guard we've seen since Nash.
I mean, he was shooting on real. He was.
I know, but like that's some of the takes. Some of the takes last year were like absurd. Yeah. Right now, it's
like. What are you saying? Go ahead.
No. So right now, the chat has him at 80%, giving them a B. I think a B's fine.
Yeah.
I think a B's fine.
B's fine. Yeah.
Rob says they get up for the Knicks. I know that. Rob, let's not talk about it. Rob. Rob, what fan are you? What are you a fan of? Are you a Knicks fan? He's talking like a Knicks fan, which is cool. We can be friends. All right, let's do this. Let's bring the. It's not my uncle. My uncle's not a Knicks fan. I do have an uncle. His name is Rob Rivera. Rivera is my mom's maiden name, so my mom's side is Rivera. They don't know.
Small world.
What's your social security?
You're not gonna get that. All right, so here we go. Pacers with the
Pelicans
with the B.
coming up next on the roulette wheel.
All right, we're still missing an A, which is weird.
Pelicans.
Which is really weird.
Not really. Some of these teams could be an A.
The wheel of Pelicans.
All right. I'm gonna go Hornets. Kizzo's going Pelicans. We have not guessed anything correctly,
right. And
which
I
is
stopped guessing Kings.
Yep.
The pick before it was the Kings.
Which is why you should never play roulette, ladies and gentlemen.
Roulette.
Never play roulette. Here we go.
Pelly's baby.
And it's going to be the Golden State Warriors. Another team having an interesting season. They are 28-27, just traded for Jimmy Butler. A weird year because they got off such a good start, man. They were so hot, and I think they fooled a lot of people, including us. We're like, oh, this team's actually back. Like, they are contenders, you know? Buddy Hield looks like a great offseason acquisition. Andrew Wiggins is playing better. Draymond and Steph had the Draymond-Steph thing going. They seem pretty deep, and then they just fell off a cliff. And all Warriors fans are going to point to Steve Kerr, but we'll get into that later. Trade for Jimmy Butler. Right now, the trade seems to be working out. They've been playing better with Jimmy, but Jimmy doesn't seem to have the imprint on games that he did in Miami. Obviously, that might take some time. That's going to change from game to game. And also, Kerr has to get him involved in the system. I don't think their ceiling's that high. It's been a really, really weird year. I just going to default and say C.
I'm going to agree with that and say C because they've been an average team in terms of really big highs when the way they started and big lows and how they were losing until they made the trade. Draymond says they're going to win a championship. Sure.
Sure, Draymond.
Sure. I'm sure that he just putting a lot of pressure on Steph there, buddy. I'm
on Steph, not on Steph.
Put pressure on Steph, man. That's a check. Steph is going to have to cash. Like it's not him, but yeah, I like the Butler move. I feel like just having a player of his caliber on the squad in terms of how he can play defensively and how he can play offensively in different spots is going to help them out. He gets to the line. C. I think you could put him a C. That's fair.
You say C. I say C. Steve says Butler proven to be able to bring teams to the chip. Steph, come on, this is good for the last hurrah. So Steve is a believer.
Steve's getting investigated.
Everyone's getting investigated. All right. Well, right now, our chat is giving them a B. 50% says B. We say
50% says B.
Don't let him play more than 4 minutes at a time.
Wow. Kurt is.
It's early, man.
It's early.
They just got him.
Kid is a believer.
I'm a believer, bro.
So we got chat with the B. I'm saying C. Kwab, are you willing to shake from your C and give it a B? I'll give you the final say on this.
No, I'm still
C. We're going with C, baby.
I disagree with you. The two of you say C.
We're going C. They're 28-27. And they're the Warriors. They have Steph Curry.
Fortune cookie.
All right, here we go.
Next is the Magic.
I'm going to say Pistons. It is the New Orleans Pelicans. What a disaster this team is. Let's just be honest. Listen, the Pelicans have been injured beyond like.
Hey, man. Hey, Josh, stop that. Stop for a second. Just go ahead and take that and put that right there on the F. Just go ahead and slide.
we're not even to analyze this.
And then we could talk about it afterwards. Just go ahead.
Okay,
and slide them right to the F. Okay, there we go.
There it is. Should we even talk about this? Like, do we have to like? We don't have to justify
cursed,
this,
bro.
Right?
They're cursed. They're cursed. That whole team is cursed. Look at the roster on paper when they started out.
Yeah.
And look at how many minutes they've been able to play. Everybody's got injured.
That's why Thrice has given him a D, I assume. It's like
everybody's got injured from this. Like your point guard is out for the rest of the year with an Achilles injury.
Yeah.
Zion just came back. He's playing well actually, but it's just injury after injury after injury. You get you can't be consistent playing that way. They traded away Brandon Ingram, which was gonna happen anyway because Trey Murphy's been playing really well. So he was slotted in to fill that.
And Rob says, has Trey Murphy become a franchise player there, Kwab? What do you think?
I don't know about the franchise is still Zion.
Not the franchise, but a franchise player? Absolutely. I think so.
Yeah, you could make the case.
Yeah.
You could definitely make the case.
Yeah. Devon Rucker's coming here in time for the Cavs trade. Yeah, we haven't gotten to the Cavs yet. Hold on. Let me scroll up a little bit so you can see everything. Right now, that's what we have right now. There it is. All right, let's move on from the Pelicans. I don't want to talk too much time about the Pelicans.
Poor Pels.
Hold on. I just messed up a little bit. So share the screen. Boom. All right, here we go. Can you see it now? Nope. I hit the X by accident. We were rolling, man. We were rolling. All right, here we go. All right, wheels back. This is going to be. I was going to say the Bucks.
We're both going Bucks.
We're both going Bucks here. We're both going Bucks here.
That means it's not happening, guys. It's going to be the Nets.
Oh, it's the Nets. It's the Nets. Is it the Nets?
It's going to be the Nets.
Oh, it's the Brooklyn Nets, Kwab's team. Kwab, the floor is yours. What do you give this team?
Tired, man. I'm tired of this team, man. Make me sick. Look, man, I would have given him an F, but we got rid of Ben Simmons already. We're moving on up.
Okay.
Already a positive for me.
Okay.
Really put me in a good mood. The problem with this team is that they clearly want to tank. They traded away pieces to start off the year. Like got rid of Dennis Schroeder, who was playing well. Got rid of DFS to the Lakers just to be like, okay, get rid of players because we're tanking. But the issue is that the coach is too good. The coach is too good.
That's a good thing. You found your coach of the future then.
He did. You did. The problem is the coach. He's an international coach. He's used to coaching like in the Olympics where every game matters.
Right.
So he treats every game that way. He gets mad when people don't play hard. So the team is forced to play hard. So now you have players that wouldn't play minutes on any other team.
Yeah. Putting
up like 30 and 40 points against like supposedly playoff teams. Like it's happened throughout the course of the season. Like our best player, Cam Thomas, has been out for however long, and somehow they've still been winning.
They're 20 and 34.
What is it?
They're 20 and 34. They should be more where Charlotte is. Where Charlotte's 13 and 39. That's what the Nets. That's what you're hoping for, right? Around there.
Yeah, that's what some fans were hoping for. I'm on the case of I don't really care anyway. Like it doesn't matter to me anywhere. I understand people who are pro tank, and I understand people who like want to see a team just build a culture and like learn how to win.
Yeah,
doesn't matter to me. We got rid of Ben Simmons, so now I can actually enjoy watching the team. I'm cool with them at where do you have them?
I have them at C, because even though like the mission is to tank, I think it's very encouraging when the team does play well and play hard for the head coach. Like, you want to do both. It's kind of hard to do both and almost impossible to do both, where like you build culture and tank at the same time. And even though they're winning games right now, I still think that you're building some sort of culture there in Brooklyn. And I think that's good. I don't think that's ever a bad thing.
I think C is too high.
You think C is too high? All right. So I'm gonna.
Yeah. I think so.
The chat says D. You say D.
Yeah.
I'm outruled here. We're gonna go D.
Yeah. I go D.
Give him the D. All right. Let's see. Hold on. All right. So the Nets get a D. All right. Next up.
Just for everybody, I'm gonna get one right,
Yeah.
even if there's one left.
Okay.
Grizzlies.
Kids got the Grizz. I got the T-Wolves. Let's see what happens.
It's gonna be the Nuggets, guys. Like, I don't know why. You
Okay.
guys.
If Kwab gets it right, the only time. The Cleveland Cavaliers. This is a reminder to not play roulette, ladies and gentlemen. This is a perfect, like, this isn't like grading every team. This is just us showing you why you should never play roulette. The Cleveland Cavaliers, this is easily an A+. There's nothing else it could be. It has to be an A+. This is a team that, let's be honest, a lot of people didn't take seriously as contenders going into the season, including myself as a Knicks fan. So much so that when they beat the Knicks to start the season, I was like, I'm not worried about the Cavs in a 7-game series. And then they continued to play for another couple weeks. And I was like, they're a lot better than the Knicks. The Cavs are fantastic. They just got DeAndre Hunter, which I think has been the most underrated move of the deadline because of the Luka thing. It just kind of took over. I say A+. I don't even think
about this. You didn't talk about the Pelicans, or you didn't talk about, like, come on.
I think it's A+. It's an A+. Kwab, what do you think?
A+, man. They're having a great year. Like, I don't think many people expected them to be the best team in the East and to go on the win streak that they did. Making that trade for Hunter was like, felt like he's just a perfect fit for what they needed. To me, the only thing I worry about them with that team is that do they have any size coming off the bench? But I don't think that's even that big of an issue.
I'm not even worried about that.
Yeah.
I'm not worried because you could stagger Mobley and Allen in the playoffs. You go
Exactly.
7-8 deep. Like they're deep. They don't have to go 7-8 deep, but like you can just stagger those guys.
True.
A+.
Playoffs wise, you don't go that deep even regardless. I think they're A+. They're one of the best teams in the league, hands down.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna poll the audience. A+. Devon, there you go, baby. Your team right there. All right. Let's move on to the next team. Kizzo and I we've been guessing all stream and have not got one right. You're going Sixers. I'm going Raptors.
Sixers.
All right, here we go.
And here comes the Nuggets.
One. Sixers. All right, I get this whole
All right.
It's-
The Sixers are an F, right? Like we can all agree on that. Like it's been absolutely pathetic.
F for fuck Joel Embiid.
Hey, yo.
We're in the Philadelphia area for those of you who are watching.
We are in the Philadelphia area
right now. So it's got to be an F. It has to be an F. This is a team where people are like, these are contenders. This adding Paul George might make them be contenders in the East. Now they're 20-34, and Joel Embiid barely gets on the floor. This is an F, right? We can all agree on this. There's nobody in the chat who's going to disagree with this. Kwab, you going to disagree with this?
Do they have the same record as the Nets?
They do. They have the same record as the Nets.
That's nuts.
There's nothing else to say.
That's nuts. And the only positive that have come out for the season for them is that Yabusele has played amazing for them. That's been the one positive that they can hold on to.
And they traded for Quentin Grimes.
They did 30 points.
Is the only positive has been that Garshawn Yabusele has played great for them, and they have a future guard with Jared McCain when he gets healthy. That's it.
Yeah.
Quentin Grimes not going to be on the team next year.
I mean, we'll see. Kizzo, resident of Pennsylvania. We're about 25 minutes outside of Philadelphia right now. What do you have to say?
I'm happy I bought the NBA package, so I don't only have to watch Sixers games. And Joel Embiid not going to play back-to-backs for the rest of his career. Bro, F, and they can't even trade their franchise player. This is bad, bro. It's a dumpster fire.
And Kizzo just traded for Joel Embiid in fantasy last year. We'll not talk about that though.
My team is a dumpster fire.
Robert Rivera says F minus. F minus. Thrice says disaster. This is true. This is true. Yes. And hold on, going back to the Cavs, this is a good point. Dean Wade is still 6'9". That's true. Good point. Forgot about him.
Dean Wade is still 6'9". Yeah, I forget about Dean Wade because he hasn't been playing.
Right. And also
Yeah,
Okoro
he has
too
been,
can guard multiple
domination.
positions. I mean, he can't guard fives, but back to this, the Sixers being awful. The Sixers suck. Did I put it in? Ew.
Hey,
because you don't have an F.
I don't even. Here you go. Sixers. Bam.
you gonna say I don't even have a Sixers logo?
All right, wait. Hold on.
I thought I forgot the Sixers.
How many teams are left? We got to go roulette on.
We got 4. I don't know why I have the NBA logos. 8, 10. I have 2 Magic logos, so 10.
12,
10.
11.
All right, so here we go. We're going back to the wheel.
All right. Plus,
I'm gonna
plus
say it's the
1,000.
Hornets.
I'm going T-Wolves.
All right, I'm going Hornets. Kids is going T-Wolves.
2 in a row, baby. Let's go. Let's play roulette, everybody.
That man needs to call the number. Like he
needs to call the number.
call the number, brother. call the hotline, man.
DraftKings sponsor us. This is how we
DraftKings.
try to get DraftKings to sponsor us.
By DraftKings. Call the
Yeah,
hotline. If you bet on the All-Star game,
Right.
If you bet on the All-Star game, call the hotline. If you bet on the celebrity game, because I saw some of you people bet on the celebrity game, call the hotline.
What happens if you bet on the Spurs in the skills challenge?
Call the hotline. All right. The
Call the
Minnesota
hotline.
Timberwolves are
Immediately.
31-25, which feels like they aren't. Like the way that people talk about them is like the sky was falling. They did get off to a slow start. Julius Randle has not really worked out too well in the system. Dante is hurt, so that trade seems like it's been like a 0 for them, but Ant has been turning it up lately. They've been playing better basketball as of late. They're still the 7 seed, so they would be in the play-in right now. I think a very hard team to gauge, but you know, if I'm a T-Wolves fan coming into this year before the Cat trade, I'm like, this is our year. Like, we could win the freaking chip this year. And to go from that to where they are now is very disappointing. But given the circumstances, I guess a C. I would say. I don't know. What do you think, Bob?
I'll say C also. I think we were both, again, like when we did that episode after the trade, we were both confused at that trade for both parties. When it came trading for Julius Randle and getting rid of Cat, when you just made such a big playoff run with that core, like,
yeah,
and justifying it with like, oh, trying to save money, I think is ridiculous. I always think it's ridiculous if you justify it that way. You had a team that people would have probably put in the Western Conference Finals contenders, like
minimum Western Conference Finals. That team, everybody, after they got eliminated last year, was like, they got eliminated, but you know what? Next year's their year. I was.
Yeah, same. So like now it changes the expectations. The way people have been complaining about that Ant shoots too many threes. To me, it feels like he has to, just because there's a lack of spacing.
Yeah. With
that team. My biggest gripe was like, you getting Julius Randle kind of messes up the spacing you have with Rudy. Yeah. I remember you try to make the case that Julius Randle is as good of a shooter as Cat, and I was like, you need to relax.
Say that. No, I did not say that.
It's on record. Go back.
It is on record.
Guys, go back and watch.
I did not say that.
Go back and watch that.
That is not what I said.
This is me just trying to get people to go back and watch that.
I don't want people watching this thinking I said that, because I did not say that. All I said was that, and it sounds like I was equivocating. I was not. I was saying that you do have to respect Cat from 3. I said that you have to respect Randle from 3. I didn't say respect them the same. I didn't say just as good. I just said that Julius Randle can hit the 3.
You said Julius Randle is a way better shooter than Cat.
I didn't say that.
Go back and watch it. He said it.
I did not.
It's on record.
I think a C is fair. Let's see what the chat's saying. They're split right now, 50-50, C and D.
I say C, because even with all that, they've still been able to like put up a decent record. They're still in the play-in. They can move up a little bit. With the injuries that have been happening, it's given a chance for them to play like a little more of their rookies with Terrence Shannon Jr. and Rob Dillingham, and they've been putting up a little bit of numbers here and there. I like the T-Wolves. It's just I still don't like the trade. That's what it comes down to for me. But they're C. I feel like they're C.
Yeah, it's got to be disappointing to go from like contenders to that. But all right, let's move on.
Yeah. Did you put them in C?
Yeah, because we got 2 in a row.
We're going Hornets.
I'm going Pistons. Here we go. It's all right. It's the Utah Jazz.
We got the Jazz.
So the Jazz right now somehow only have 13 wins.
You know what? To me,
They're tanking.
they kind of fall in. They're tanking. They fall in line. They've kind of fall in line. What like the Wizards are doing is just like they're tanking.
Yeah.
Do you?
But
nobody really expected them to not tank.
Right. And they're also competitive at the same time. It's like you have to.
They have enough talent. They have enough talent not to tank, but like you're choosing to really tank. Like they'll sit some of your players. An article came out recently, or an interview came out where it said that Lauri Markkanen, along with the head coach of the Jazz, they game plan for him to take tough shots during the game.
This is practice.
So like they game plan for they game plan for him to like run off screens and take contested shots during the game because they feel like it'll help them out in later seasons.
Yeah.
To me, that's nuts. But you're deciding, you're like, yo, don't take the easy shots. Yo. We want you to work on like tough. Just work on some tough. That's nuts. But that's what you've decided to do, and they're excelling at it. They want a high draft pick. I feel like they do want a Cooper Flag in Utah, just so they can have that all white lineup with Cooper, Markkanen, and Walker Kessler.
You're kidding, but I think that actually might be a goal of theirs. Yeah.
No, I completely believe that. And you know what? You're gonna tank again next year because they want AJ DeBansta. Like that's gonna happen again. Like they're gonna tank again. Like they're gonna tank. It's gonna happen. So
I don't know. He's black.
To me, it's like an F.
He's black.
But he goes to BYU.
He's going to BYU, bro.
So
he's going to BYU.
Right
you know
now,
what they do at BYU?
They don't have.
They don't do anything at BYU.
They got a curfew, dog. I read their rules. I know all about it.
You were probably gonna go to BYU. You look like somebody that would go to BYU.
I was never going to BYU. I'll tell you that much.
You look like a BYU student.
Josh could have gone to BYU if he wasn't Spanish.
Anyway, so I'm gonna say D. I think a D.
You say D
because I think an F is too harsh because they play hard, man, and they're tanking while again, same thing with the Nets. Like I wouldn't say building a culture, but it's not like an embarrassment like the Wizards, right? The Wizards, you go in, it's just like there's total disrespect for the franchise. Can't take them seriously. You know, you can do whatever you want.
You're saying that now, but I feel like you haven't watched the Wizards recently, bro. That's the point
all right.
Gonna make.
Well, I'm gonna say D. What do you say?
I'm cool with D. It's either D or F, but I feel like F just because the record is terrible.
Well, we got 50% saying C, 50% saying F in the chat, which averages out to be a D. So we're gonna go D.
Okay, that's crazy. That some people said C.
I mean, because I could see why you say C. It's like, hey, listen, we knew they're gonna be bad, and they're fulfilling the expectation. Nothing more, nothing less. True. But we'll go D. I get it. All right, here we go. We're only a few teams left. Spinning the wheel.
Pistons.
Nuggets. It is the Toronto Raptors. What a weird freaking team. They just traded for Brandon Ingram, which I think is an awkward fit with Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett. Pirtle at center. Emmanuel Quickley hasn't really played much this year. Grady Dick. The Dick was good in the beginning, and then you got used to it. It's okay. It does the job. I don't know because they're not completely tanking, right? You just traded for Brandon Ingram. You have the big contract with RJ. You signed Emmanuel Quickley. It's like this is supposed to be your team. You know, Scotty is someone you're building around, and it just seems like this direction's not going in a upward motion. Like I just honestly, I think this is terrible. I think they're awful, man. I'm tempted to say F. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I wouldn't give them an F. I still feel like they're
17 and 38, dude. They're 17
38.
What were you saying, Bob?
I still think they have talent on the team. Like, I don't know how the Brandon Ingram fit is going to look like, but they clearly wanted to go in the direction of putting the ball in Scottie Barnes' hands, making him the main focus of the offense and the main focus of the team. I guess that's been your plan all along. It's not like they're not tanking, right? They're not tanking. You're just kind of teetering, like just on the edge. Like they're cool with like if they make it, they're cool with if they don't make it, type of deal. I don't know. I wouldn't say F though. I don't think they're F. I'll be more comfortable with D when it comes to them.
All right. Well, I just put the poll in the chat a little late because I was singing Fetty Wap in my head because of Kizzo. But yeah, I mean, because my thing is, it's like they're not rebuilding, right? You signed Ingram, you signed RJ, you signed Emmanuel quickly. Like this is purposely the direction you're going in. And
this is your team. This is your team. This is who you want. So like,
right. Thrice says they overpaid Ingram. Yeah, I don't think he made sense. Rob says they will catch the Sixers in the standings, which is weird for where they're at as an organization. They may end up at 11, worst position for them. Yeah, it's also true. Like, they're not like tanking enough to get like a good pick either. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. Let's see what the chat says. They're saying D. We'll go D.
D.
I can do D. Here we go. All right. We only have a few teams left.
Wait, how many we got?
Did you put you didn't put the T-Wolves?
So we're getting plus 600.
You heard me?
I'm going
Celtics.
Celtics.
I have the T-Wolves at? We had the T-Wolves at C, right? I think it was C. Yeah, it was C.
Celtics.
All right. Kizzo saying it's the Celtics here. I'm going to
What's
say
your pick?
It's the Magic.
Statistically, one of us will get this. Celtics. Nope. Fuck. Magic?
It's the Orlando Magic.
Got it?
Kwab, I'm interested in your thoughts here. Because you were so high on the Magic, so high that we had to freaking continually put them in our power rankings when I didn't want to do it. Now they're 27 and 29. They have fallen off a cliff.
They haven't fallen off a cliff. Like that's crazy to say. A cliff is wild, bro. They haven't fallen off a cliff, bro. You're acting like they're over, bro. Like their players have been injured. They've been injured, bro. Like
Bronze is back. Paulo's back. Look at this.
Your point guard is not back.
Banchero and Wagner are healthy. They're underachieving. That's my point.
Yeah, they are underachieving, which I completely agree. They were overachieving when those two were out. So to me, when you combine those two together, that's a C.
Yeah. That's fair enough. It's hard for me to give them a C just because I think
you don't like them. Just say you don't like them, bro.
I do like them. I do like the Orlando Magic. I appreciate that they play hard every night. I like the culture that they built there. Like I like the Orlando Magic. I don't dislike them. I just don't think their ceiling was as high as everyone thought it was. And if we would have did this like 2 months ago, they might have gotten an A with how hard they were playing in their record at the time. But the fact that they've kind of, but even when they weren't healthy, they were still kind of. My whole point is they got their players back for the most part, and they're still losing. I think it's
you're missing your engine, which is Suggs.
Okay.
I think it's a big factor in how they play.
I think a C is fair. I think a C is fair.
Thank you.
Let's see what the chat says.
Soul.
The chat says D. Well, I think 2 C's. I think we'll go with C. I think a D is a little harsh for the injuries that they had. All right. So let's do this. Let's go Magic C.
Which Magic logo? Which Magic?
This
logo
one's too big. It's like not like. Yeah,
it's not round.
Yes, it's too much. It's too much. It's all right. Here we go. We're coming to an end.
Wait, who we got? Celtics. Oh, nailed it.
It's the Boston Celtics. They are 39-16. Currently number 2 in our power rankings. I think, obviously, them being the 2 seed, them being 39-16, although it's great, isn't really what we expected going in. If you watch any of our preseason content, we thought the Celtics were going to run away with the Eastern Conference, and they're not just running away. They're significantly behind the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I think giving them an A would be disingenuous and wouldn't be right, even though I think right now we do have them higher than the Cavs in our power rankings. I think a B is fair. I mean, they're not, because they're the 2 seed.
No. That's they're an A, bro. They're an A. You're an A. You're an A. You're an A. You're besides them, the Cavs, who like that's they're an A. You can even make the case they're an A plus. There's no way they're a B. There's no way they're a B, bro. You're an A. You in your heart right now, right? If I was like, if I said the Cavs or the Celtics, who do you think will come out the East? You could make the argument that the Celtics will come out the East.
Of course you can. Right now, for me, it's 50-50. I don't know who I would take today.
I would take the Celtics.
Kizzo would take the Celtics.
If you got the Knicks at a B, you got the Celtics at an A. They're number 3 number 3, number 2 in the league.
They're the second best team in the league. Third best team in the league. A's fine. A's fine.
You could make the argument they're an A. Like you could make the argument they're an A plus. Like that's
only not an A plus. Expectation versus reality.
That's the only reason why I say B. Because the expectations going into this year was that they were going to run away with the East, right? That's not something I'm making up.
Not necessarily. I think that expectation started with how they started out. Like we expected them to be good, like really good, and maybe have a possibly repeat. But the way they started out the first game when they played the Knicks, and then as they progressed on, it was just like, okay, how do you stop this? To me, they're still an A. I feel like
A, B's crazy.
Thank you, Dia.
And then you can't put them on the same level as the Lakers, which is actually really good logic. But let's not talk about it. Mike,
yes.
Mike says Boston and Cavs are A. All right,
Cavs are A plus.
We got Cavs A plus, and the chat has 86% A. I got beat up on this one. I got got jumped,
bro. That's an A.
All right, we'll give him an A. We'll give him an A.
A.
The first A.
We did it, baby.
Snap hands.
Honestly, the Rockets should not be A plus, but that's neither here or there.
We might change that. We're gonna.
We're definitely gonna move. We're gonna move some around.
No,
we're gonna move some of these teams around.
Put the 76ers at an A.
76. What does 76 have to do anything? All right, we got a few teams left.
I'm going Nuggets.
We might take the Sixers off the board.
Bob, pick one.
I'm saying the Hornets.
Quick, Nuggets.
It's the one between both of ours. The Memphis Grizzlies.
Don't play roulette, kid.
I think this is another A. I don't think it's an A. I think it's another A. They are second in the West. They are 36-18. Ja comes back. He's being Ja. They're deep. They have a top-tier offense, a top-tier defense, even though we do have problems with how they are offensively. Kwab and I, the way they run. There's no denying the facts here. They are one of the best teams offensively. They're back. The Grizz are back. They get an A.
They've never been there.
I think a B.
Why? They're the 2 seed.
I think a B.
You can't say no. You can't say the Celtics are an A with expectations, reality, and then say the Grizzlies are a B. No way.
What are the Grizzlies record?
The Grizzlies are an A.
What's the Grizzlies record?
They're 36-18.
What's the Grizzlies record? You wanted to give the Celtics a B. What are you?
No,
Bro,
but what I'm saying
before you got
what I'm saying
you got talked out of it. You got talked out of it. So
Mike says Grizzlies are an A. I agree with Mike. Listen, expectations for the Grizzlies. A lot of people are like the Grizz are back. Ja's healthy. This is a team to look out for. But if you were to tell someone, if you were to tell a Grizzly fan, if you were to tell an NBA fan, listen, the Memphis Grizzlies have a top offense and defense at the All-Star break and are sitting on the 2 seed? That's an A. That's an A.
Fair. Give me an A.
Hold on. I didn't put it in the chat yet. We gotta put it in the chat. I think it's an A. And this is coming from someone we've reviewed Grizzlies games where I'm like, they concern me going into the postseason, even though their offense statistically is doing well. I'm concerned with the lack of ball movement. Like we've had those discussions, but there's no denying where they are right now. And also, if we're giving the Rockets an A, especially an A+, we have to give the Grizzlies an A. We have to. Off of the same logic. Am I wrong about that?
Yes.
No, I am 100%.
I think no. If you go Grizzlies, to me, you can go Grizzlies A. But I've been saying, what I was saying before, I think the Rockets are too high at A+. I think they should be A to even it out. My argument for the Grizzlies being possibly a B was just because, like, as many times as we've watched them and dealing with how inconsistent they are, like, not inconsistent, how sloppy they play. Even though they have like one of the best offenses in the league, it still doesn't make sense. Like I think they lead the league in turnovers with still having one of the best offenses in the league. That's why I would have them as B. But the expectations wise, like, they've been playing really great, being number 2. So I'm cool with them at A.
Yeah, and then our chat right now, 67% says A. I'm very adamant about this. I think they're an A. They're an A. You have to. And I am leaning towards this. The Rockets come down to an A. I don't feel right having the Rockets at A+ just because they've completely surpassed expectations. Well, the Grizzlies kind of have too. So I think the only teams that deserve A+ right now are the 2 teams that are sitting at 44-10, and that's the Cleveland Cavaliers and the OKC Thunder. But I think this looks, just doing this looks right to me. Do you agree?
Yes.
Dia wants to know, you have Golden State and Blazers on the same level. It's not about like how good. We're not like grading teams on how good. It's like expectations, right? So going into the season, the Blazers are basically right where you expected them to be with their record, essentially. They got off to a slow start. They got hot. They found some players there. It's what you expected. See. So that's what we're doing. And then Mike says the only A+ should be the Cavs and Thunder, period. I agree, Mike. We corrected the mistake. And shout out to E Honda who called us out on that earlier. I think this feels right. This is starting to feel right. This looks right to me.
Shout out to E Honda.
That's a wild sentence to say.
Shout out to E Honda who corrected us earlier.
All right, here we go. We have 4 teams left.
Ooh,
it's a twister. It looks like a twister board.
Yeah, yo.
Right hand red. The Detroit Pistons. See, now this is interesting because the Pistons are 29-26. They were by far the worst team in the league last year. I think people expected some sort of a better year or an improvement, but not to the point where they're the 6th seed and 3 games above 500. Cade Cunningham is an all-star. They're the most improved team. Shout out to Thrice. I was about to say that. I think you got to give them an A.
Easy.
I think this is an A as well.
You're gonna go ahead and just give him a B and relax, bro.
Nah,
Relax, my guy.
They're the most improved team. They're the most surprising
they are
team.
really the most improved team. They are the most improved team. They've been playing really well. The difference in adding spacing and shooters on the team, like, it's just it. You know what I mean? All the Sixers fans, this is what happens when you lose Tobias Harris. Like, and he goes to, just so you know.
So by your reasoning, they'd be what, an A? This is wild reasoning, guy. No, we're not saying they're like, we're just saying that based off of like the year that people expected them to have, they're having an excellent year for them, right? Like, I think you know what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying they're like an A-tier team that's like one of the best in the league. We're just saying that they were supposed to be the worst team in the league. Supposed to be the worst team. Are you serious, dude? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I didn't do it.
So yeah, an A. I say an A. Kwab, what do you say?
I say B.
She just says it's wild reasoning. Then this is a wild reasoning show. Robert says it's actually feasible to be the 4 seed.
It is. They're 6 right now. If they were the 4 seed right now, I'll be comfortable putting them in A.
Everyone says A in the chat. We got all A's.
Everyone says A in the chat.
Everyone says A. I think it's A.
Who's everyone?
Everyone who voted. Dia didn't vote.
I need a recount.
3 teams left.
Kizzo just wants to play roulette.
all
That's all he wants to do is play roulette.
Because he needs to call the number. What are we doing?
I got the Bucks.
I'll
What
take
do
the
you-
Nuggets.
Kwab, you got the Hornets.
The Denver Nuggets, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is a team that got off to a slow start. I would have sworn up and down that their season was going to be shattered by Russell Westbrook, which it wasn't. So shout out to Russell Westbrook for having a really good year. Right now, let me look at the standings. I just had it up. They are 36-19. They have won 8 straight. They've kind of figured it out. I wish they did more at the deadline, but considering where they started and where they are now, I would give them a B+, but since we don't have plus, I'm going to say B, because I do think they got off to too slow of a start for me to give them an A. Kwab, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with the B, because the way they started, we were kind of like, wow, this is bad. And now it's like, oh, okay. Jokic is having another MVP season. Westbrook has fit in perfectly. Some of the younger players have been able to contribute and help him out. So yeah, B is, I see it. Like, I'm cool with B. What did you put in the chat? What's the chat gonna say?
Chat right now is 100% B. I think B's right as well. B feels right. Let's do B. All right, we got 2 teams left. Hornets and Bucks.
Oh, I wonder what happens.
It's the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks, to me, they got off to such a slow start. And they did win the in-season tournament. So you got to give them credit there. But aside from that, like, really, what have they haven't really looked too impressive. They're 29-24. This is a team that everybody thought was going to be, I don't say everybody thought, but people expected them to be in the conversation to win the East. They treated themselves like they should win the East, trading for Dame, all these things. They just traded for Chris Middleton. I don't think they get an F here because I don't think they're failing here, but they're just very average. I say C.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a fan of the Kyle Kuzma trade. Like, I don't know, man. Just giving up Chris Middleton, who's been like a staple in that franchise for a while, along with Giannis. It was kind of crazy. But I have to give up something to get something. But they're C, man. Like, it feels like they either look like the team we expect them to look like with Dame and Giannis,
right?
Or you're just getting like blown out, and you're like, yo, what is happening? Like, oh, Doc Rivers is still your coach. Okay, cool. So, cool.
All right,
I'm cool with C, man.
You're cool with C. Let's see what the chat says. It says 100% C. So we're just gonna go with C. That makes sense. Let's do this. You go to C. All right, one more spin.
I wonder who's gonna get it.
Hornets.
It's the Charlotte Hornets, one of the worst teams in the league, sitting at 13-39. Do we have to analyze the Hornets? We've come to the end of the road.
See, the Hornets, if they're healthy, right, should have like a bright future in terms of their players, in terms of LaMelo and Brandon Miller. When Mark Williams came back, he was playing really excellent, and then they traded him, which already was like a red flag to me. Yeah. And then apparently there was a red flag. So
yeah.
The rumor that's going on right now is that the new management doesn't necessarily want LaMelo on the team.
I didn't hear that. Where'd you hear that?
Yeah, you hearing that? You're hearing that now. You're hearing that from me now. So,
okay. I'll believe you.
They don't necessarily want LaMelo on the team. They're kind of frustrated with him. So there's been multiple instances during the course of like the season, during the course of games where the head coach will just sit LaMelo during like a whole fourth quarter or something. It's happened multiple times. So that's the rumor that's going on now. For what they are, we're gonna have them at F, like obviously, but
Yeah, get in there. F, boom.
get in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them an F too because I feel like they went into this year wanting to be competitive and then just kind of like they weren't. I mean, and obviously injuries happen. Brandon Miller's out for the year. LaMelo's in and out, but this is a team to me that the vibes are very down. To start the year, they were competitive. They're one of those teams that like you couldn't sleep on, and now it's just like they're a joke again. That is a franchise that's not going in the right direction. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are our tiers.
Do we need to move anybody?
I don't think we do.
I think we do.
I think we're good. Is there any team that we need? Now, listen, this isn't based off of like best teams. Obviously, the Pistons, you see them there with an A. Same thing with the Rockets. Like, these aren't the best teams in the league, but based off the expectations and based off what people thought they would be, they got an A. I think this is fair. I don't think we should put anyone up or down. I think the Suns get an F. I mean, just you're below 500. That's the one thing I would say. You're below 500. You have this big three, and I think it's terrible. I think the Suns should go down to an F, but I digress. Dia says she feels like the Lakers are high. I think the Lakers. I think the because I want A, B, C, and D, and not like A plus, A minus. These might feel a little off because I think you can make a case for the Lakers being B minus, C plus. People expect them to be better. No, yeah, some people always expect the Lakers to go to the finals because
I mean, because you're in LA, everybody expects the Lakers to be better. But what the only moves the Lakers made in the offseason was to add Dalton Connect and LeBron James Jr.
Yeah. But they're also 32-20. They are the 5 seed in the West. And they added Luka.
In the West, like they've been playing well. Yeah.
I think if we were to add like it'd be like a B minus for me. It wouldn't be like a solid B. So that's why maybe they feel a little. I don't know. But Mike says he thinks this is fine. I think we did a good job. I think this is tough. I think we did a good job. We did every team. Shout out to us.
They do everything.
Shout out to us
again.
Let's clap that. Kizzo. Shout out to Kizzo. We're at Big Daddy's in Yardley, Pennsylvania.
Alcohol, the finest alcohol,
and also the best cans of Coca-Cola.
And also he needs to call the hotline.
Yeah,
I
thought they'd be worse. I thought LeBron was washed.
Like two winners, Kwab. Chill.
Yeah, we picked 2 winners on the
roulette. 2 out of 30, bro. 2 out of 30.
This was us.
Pays for it. We're good.
This was us grading every NBA team and also showing you why you should never play roulette. DraftKings do not sponsor us. Atlantic City do not sponsor us. Vegas do not sponsor us. Let's remove this. So Kwab and I, we're going to be doing a couple interviews tomorrow. We're going to do some. Whoa, goddamn! I am close.
You hit the Ella Zoom, brother.
Jeez. Kwab and I are going to be doing interviews with someone from the Celtics. We got someone from the Rockets. We're trying to get other teams as well, kind of like a mid-season report card or whatever, same thing, just from people who cover the teams. So look out for that. We're going to be reacting to more games. I think we should do a better job of pretty much like doing full episodes like we used to. The Dime started where we didn't really react to games, but people liked it so much that we continue to do it. But I think we should be doing more full episodes coming up. Power rankings, of course, every week. So if you're subscribed, let us know what you want to see. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and join the fun. We want to go live often. If you have any ideas, throw them our way for lives. Definitely want to do that. But we want to thank everybody for watching. It was a good time. It was really good time.
Leave comments on videos. Josh reads every comment. We try to incorporate it on different episodes, even if some of y'all are out of your minds. Like, it's cool.
Yeah,
taken in consideration. So, yeah, it's all about we like when everybody participates. So, thank you for joining the live.
Yeah, and we're all about a good time. Underrated pod for y'all. We appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. We definitely do appreciate that.
You.
We're all about having a good time. You know, I don't know if you noticed, it's all about vibes. We love the game of basketball, just like y'all. That's it. And D says I agree with a lot of games. All right, we'll figure it out. Thanks to you. All right, everybody. You can follow me at Josh_Rodriguez_. Not sure if you want to do that. I tweet a lot of political shit. He's Kwab at Kwab KS. You can follow the pod at the Dime NBA. We will see you probably in a couple days for another episode or interview of the Dime. and enjoy the rest of the season. Can't wait for the playoffs. It's going to be fun. All right, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Peace.